do you know the word for lion in Swahili?
Hakuna Matata.
No, Simba. Simba is the word
Oh, that was an easy question too, and I messed it up.
But Hakuna Matata is really, it does mean there are no worries. And people say it all the time in Swahili speaking countries.
Happy day, fellow wanderers. Joseph here, and we are on the inaugural season of Fellow Wanderers, and this is episode 10. I am with my friend Natalie, Werking from Indiana. Yes, Indiana is a state in our union. It seems to get blown over a lot. Nobody knows it even exists unless some presidential nominee is up for something, and then they go to Indiana. But I'm with Natalie. Natalie, we are in episode 10. How does that feel, before we get into anything about you, to be episode 10?
Such a privilege to be episode 10. It's monumental. You're 10 episodes in.
Well, when BuzzFeed did a review on my episode, 3 or 4 and 5, they said this thing doesn't have a chance.
But now by episode 10, we're gonna catch up.
I'm gonna be on something big.
Blow it up.
Or I'll just have 5 or 6 people watching it, and it'll be awesome and having fun, because I'm having fun, and if everybody else is having fun, thanks for jumping on and having fun with us. And that's what we're about, just introducing you to people all around the world and what they're about. So Natalie from Indiana. Natalie, where did you grow up, and what kind of environment were you in growing up to bring you then to Indiana?
Well, actually, I grew up here. I am a Hoosier girl. It's the Hoosier state, if you don't know. Yes, basketball is huge. We live in a town that has the world's largest high school basketball stadium. So our high school gym seats 9,325 or something like that. So
well, that's close enough, but you know what? Our producers always will fact check everybody.
Yeah, you can check that, put it in the show notes. But I'm going to be really upset if I got that wrong. But so I was a cheerleader in high school in this giant field house, and then went to college and cheered in this tiny Cracker Jack box gym. I just thought basketball was everyone's life. Our town has the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. We were just 20 minutes away from where they shot the movie Hoosiers.
What town is that?
This is Newcastle.
Newcastle, Indiana.
If you're familiar with Pawnee from a television show, we basically live in Pawnee. Our courthouse looks exactly the same.
I've never heard of Pawnee.
From Parks and Rec. It's from any Parks and Rec fans out there.
I refuse to watch that show because everybody tells me I'm supposed to.
Well, it is. We live it. So it's really funny because I live 2 blocks from our courthouse that is just like Pawnee, Indiana. It's a fictional place, but I promise it was based on Newcastle, Indiana. It has to be. So that's where I am. Basketball's life here. I never played because I cheered instead.
You cheered. That's a real sport too, Natalie.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Yes.
So, we have basketball goals. It's a little bit like Pleasantville-ish. There's a basketball goal in every driveway. If you drive through neighborhoods, means just basketball. Kids, these high school
goal or a hoop?
Oh, a hoop. Sorry, a basketball hoop. Basketball.
I'm not even going to let my producers fact check you on that one. I'm going to do it live.
Yeah, just come drive through. You'll see lots of basketball.
There's hoops. So let's jump right into basketball then, because you're probably not excited about the NBA starting because it's not real basketball. It's college and high school. Yeah,
it's high school basketball in Indiana. I mean, that's the thing. I lived in Birmingham, Alabama, and so that's college football.
Yes.
Just capital of the world. So when we went down there, we thought, why would you talk about college football when you've got high school basketball players right here? It just was completely different culture.
So you mentioned you went to Alabama. What did you do down there?
We worked at a church in Alabama, and I worked at a hospital in...
I love how you just went southern with your Alabama.
Did we talk about what fun we had with y'all in Alabama?
You went bilingual. We like to be sensitive for languages here on this podcast, so pronunciations are important.
So I'll use my Southern accent when I talk about Bama.
Thank you for being sensitive to those from the South.
Yes, well, we loved Alabama. You know, it's called Alabama the Beautiful. And when we moved there, people said it was the armpit of America. And they couldn't have been more
They've never seen Gary, Indiana.
True story. True story. So Birmingham was an amazing place because you have the beach close. You have mountains, not huge mountains, but there's more than
rolling hills.
Yeah. You can hike and climb giant rock quarries and really.
Is that the end of the Appalachian way down there?
You know, I don't know. I'm
fine.
Sure. You have to look.
You know how many seats are in your high school basketball stadium, so we're going to give you that.
I don't know geography of Alabama.
What are some cool towns? I've never been to Alabama. What are some cool cities and towns in Alabama that you got to experience that little time you were there?
Yeah, we were there for 4 years. So Birmingham, of course, is rich with cultural history, with Martin Luther King Jr. and all of the just amazing kind of monuments and museums that are there. It's just a great kind of cultural experience that I think a lot of Americans don't get to do. Gulf Shores is just like 3.5 hours away. Atlanta's 2.5 hours. You can be in New Orleans in a day. So just a really cool place to live. And we could do day trips. Even Nashville was like 4.5 hours. So we loved it. We could be super mobile and travel around on the weekends and be back home, you know, by Sunday. So it was really fun. And then we came back home, which we thought we never would. When we left, we kind of said, like, see you never, come back to visit, but we never had any intentions of coming back to small town Indiana, but we've been back here for 9 years now.
And Newcastle's, it's like 10,000 people. Is it that, or is it a little bit more?
Yeah, about 18,000.
Yeah, 18.
18,000.
10, 18.
Something.
Yeah, no, that's.
But our gym seats half the town, so
yes.
that gives a perspective of basketball.
And I'm writing a note right now to my director that he didn't give me that information beforehand, and he'll get a stern warning from me to never throw me under the bus again with not giving me facts about my guests. What was it like going back home?
It was hard. It was nice to be back around family. Of course, we are super family oriented and all our family lives around here. So that was really nice. We certainly missed the amenities of living in a larger city like Birmingham.
Yeah.
Just the ability to, like I said, to travel around, to be in bigger cities and do fun things kind of on a day trip.
You're, an hour and a half from Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah, just like 45 minutes. My husband works in Indianapolis. Indianapolis is like the number 1 or number 2 convention city in the nation. It's just it's really come a long way with, we have a canal, like the downtown cultural canal. And so Indianapolis is where we go for kind of.
It used to be their old sewer, I heard.
Sewer. No, it's beautiful.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true, but it's beautiful.
I don't know either. What's there to do in Indianapolis? If somebody's going to travel to Indianapolis, because it's a city that is actually fairly close to a lot of people.
Okay, so obviously you could spend a day at the Speedway, like Indianapolis 500 Raceway. Okay. You can drive Indy cars. That's a fun kind of day thing you can do, is check out the Speedway. But then, like I said, we have this downtown cultural trail that takes you through cultural neighborhoods in Indianapolis. You can ride bikes. You can rent those little scooter things. I don't know what those are called.
Segways.
That's it. You can do that. So we have a cool.
I am a travel advisor, so I do know some of those things. When people say those scooter things, they really mean segways.
Yeah. A Segway.
Yes.
Thank you for that. So the downtown canal, you can paddle boat, gondola rides if you wanted, fun little coffee shops, and it's so fun, right?
Have you been to Venice? Is it like Venice?
I have not been to Venice either.
Probably
I have been to Amsterdam, so it's not as big as that. Obviously, it's a canal.
Let's just say it's the Venice of the heartland of America.
I think that's an
apropos. What you have described about your city is, I think it's pretty much why go to Europe.
Exactly. Why not? You have it right
Gondolas, segways, walking tours.
You might as well try it first before you go.
And NASCAR.
No, not NASCAR. IndyCar. There's a difference.
I just thought it was Formula One. It was different than NASCAR. I thought NASCAR and Indy were the same. Did not know that.
They are not.
I'll put up some pictures right now. I mean, I'm sorry, my producers will probably put up some pictures right now to show the difference between those three cars.
Yes.
NASCAR, Indy, Formula One.
What I love about Indiana and especially our hometown is it has a hometown feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Commercialized stuff, even in our little town, we tend to run out commercialized businesses, and mom and pop shops are what survive and what people support. So this is specific to Newcastle where I live. We've hosted Mayberry in the Midwest. So maybe if you're not a Parks and Rec fan, you might be an Andy Griffith fan. Our town is a bit like Mayberry. So mom and pop, everybody knows everybody.
I feel like you're selling your town as this is the town that is representative of everything.
It's representative of small town in the Midwest, I would say.
Okay.
It's pretty classic. Like, we're very into our high school and support, and we have giant parades.
Is this where Friday Night Lights was taped too?
No, not here. Where was that?
It's Texas, but it was probably based off of your town.
Yeah, something like that. No,
probably.
Football is not a thing here, but basketball.
Natalie, when you get out then and explore the world, where do you like to go then? If you want to get out, as you want.
We're watching by video.
Wandering. Oh, Paris.
Paris, probably my favorite place we've been, but we have been lots of places around the world.
I mean, you probably can't beat episode 2, I do believe, with Ryan Coffey. We got hit like 15 or something crazy like that.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
You want to just be that person and just rattle off some of the places you've been?
No, I haven't been that many. Honestly, most of our travel is concentrated in Africa.
Okay.
So lots of places in Africa. Well, not lots, but East and West Africa for the most part. But what we do, and I would recommend this, I'm sure your travel agent, Joseph, could set this up, is when we go somewhere, we plan like a layover. We had 24 hours in Paris, or we did 2 days in England, or we did 24 hours in Amsterdam, so that on our way somewhere, on the way back or on the way there, we get kind of a little bonus vacation on our way to and from Africa, which is really fun.
Because everything goes through Europe.
Basically, or you can make it, right? You can force it to go that way if you want.
What, so you did Paris in a day?
We did. We walked 14 miles.
Yeah, how in the world?
23 hours. We slept like 3.
Yeah.
We did everything. The whole, like, we were at Notre Dame. We walked to the Eiffel Tower. I mean, we did everything. I had a French minor in college, so it was like my bucket list dream come true.
Well, you need to go back then and get the
100%.
You need to get the bus, the double-decker buses is worth the price of your money in Paris, because you can just get on and off, and they stop you at all the major spots, and you don't have to do all that walking for like $20. You can and get on the top, and you can see things. We did Paris in 3 days, and I thought we conquered it. We don't ever need to go back.
Well, I also want to do French countryside. We didn't do that at all. We just flew in and flew out.
North of France, we drove through there up to Belgium and Luxembourg. I don't need to ever go to Paris. I want to go to northern France and some of those towns up there, and just the countryside, and into Belgium again. In my home country of Luxembourg I want to get back there, but that's beautiful.
I would love
absolutely beautiful. Yeah, get me out of the city. I want to wander outside of town. So you alluded to, let's go there you go to Africa.
We do.
Now that most people don't go there.
That's not a frequently traveled spot.
Not frequently traveled.
Except that I have stayed at Masai Mara, which is the safari place that all the celebrities fly in and out of, fly into safari and fly out. So that is probably my favorite kind of vacation location in Africa.
I don't even know where that is.
It's located in Kenya, and it's called Masai Mara. So it's this basically really fancy bougie tent setup.
It's French. It's bourgeois.
No, this is in Kenya, so it's English. Bougie. I don't know if that translates what it would be in Swahili.
French, you did not say boozy. It's bougie.
Bougie. Bougie. Fancy. Super fancy. So that was really fun. Little like hot water bottles in your bed at night, like just really fun. You're sort of camping. It's like glamping.
Yeah.
with super upscale meals and, like I said, safari. We've done safaris there in Masai Mara, which is in Kenya, and then several in Tanzania. The Ngorongoro Crater. I don't know if you're familiar with that giant crater.
No. And I'm not even sure I can spell any of these words to put them in my show notes, but I'm going to try.
Ngorongoro Crater is like Ngororo.
Couldn't even come close to that one.
Something like that. Just get an NG and then a bunch of O's and R's. Really hard to pronounce, but really cool. Lake Manyara is another safari spot in Tanzania that is known for its flamingos because it's a giant lake, so thousands of flamingos everywhere you go. So this crater, though, is, they like to call it another wonder of the world, but it's not, but they think it is. So animals go into the crater and don't come out. So it's like guaranteed safari sightings. Interesting, though, giraffes are...
They don't come out probably because Scar is in there and he is destroying those people in the Badlands. If you have seen
Lion King, let me just tell you that Lion King is...
That's based out of Newcastle, Indiana, too. I don't know if you know that.
No, it is right on. Like
Pride Rock? That's your basketball stadium.
Totally. It all has a connection. No, listen, you know Swahili.
So you heard it here first, folks.
That's right.
Episode 10 with Natalie Werking. We just broke some news that has been secret from this whole time, that Lion King has its origins in Newcastle, Indiana.
It does not. I'll own Pawnee and Mayberry 100%. Absolutely. But not Pride Rock. So if you're going to...
She's too humble for that, but folks, it still is.
If you're going to go to Africa, you should definitely watch Lion King. It's one of the movies that is pretty right for a safari. It does actually look like that. You learn Swahili. Like, do you know the word for lion in Swahili?
Hakuna Matata.
No, Simba. Simba is the word.
Oh, that was an easy question too, and I messed it up.
But Hakuna Matata is really, it does mean there are no worries, and people say it all the time in Swahili-speaking countries. So you actually learn some of the language and some of the culture before you even get there. So I'd recommend. It's
kind of like watching Dora the Explorer before you go to Mexico.
Yes, exactly. That's totally. It's a good prep. Kids shows.
So why are you, as a small town American, a woman, redhead? If you're not watching this video, she's got the most beautiful redhead curls, and she is white. Why are you going to Africa?
Well, I started, my first trip there was actually as a nurse. So I was in nursing school and did my kind of capstone project at a hospital in Tenwick, Kenya. It's called Tenwick, but it's in Kenya. And so I did community development type stuff in nursing at a hospital there. So I started doing kind of medical missions work and just fell in love, honestly, with East Africa, their culture, their language. I just loved it. So we've continued to go back to do medical missions, and then it has taken on this new role that I serve in now. I get to help people talk to kids and youth about God, and I kind of train them how to do that and talk with them about what to do, and we bring resources and help them to do the ministry that they've been called to do. Wow. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We also, tag on a couple days for sightseeing, especially if we take a team.
Absolutely.
Safari. It's kind of a once in a lifetime experience. Have you been on safari, Joseph? Have you been on a safari?
I've been to Animal Kingdom down in Disney World.
No, I'm telling you, you go on safari, it will ruin you for zoos for the rest of your life. You're like, these are not...
Animal Kingdom ruined me for zoos.
Well, this is, I guess it's similar. Okay. But yeah, you should, once you go on safari, the zoos are really hard to walk through and think, I could be in a Jeep and finding the cheetah with my guide. My picnic lunch that we're going to eat under the tree with all the monkeys is just amazing.
I like how you again, we struggle with this sometimes, or we sometimes don't want to say we did it, but like when we go and we do good work around the world, we do that a lot, maybe with church or through maybe some sort of a nonprofit organization, and we also want to kind of allude to like, oh, we just went there and worked and did our thing and left. And I think sometimes that's kind of a bummer for some people, because you can go and experience a culture and go have some fun in some of their areas that you can actually experience what their life is like.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're going to be on a 20-some hour trip to get to Kenya or Tanzania, or you're like, go out and actually do something else. Like, yes, go help feed and go help build and go help, do medical. But then, at least take a day or two to go and experience something you never would. Because again, that will blow your mind, right?
Yeah, and the other side of it is, you're supporting their economy. So, we have a thing where we barter for, buying things, and that's their culture. And so at some point I just pay it because I think, I can afford it. And
yes.
I speak the language enough that I know I'm getting ripped off, or I know I'm getting a decent deal. But at the same time, we're supporting their economy and supporting people.
It's like a Hakuna Matata. I'm going to give you some more money.
We came to serve. I paid money to be here. So why not support their economy? And what we love to do is take along people with us to get to do the safari. So even locals, we pay for them to get to come with us on the safari because they can't afford that either. That's not something they get to do. So that's really fun.
When's your next trip back?
Yeah, so I have 2 more trips planned, pending pandemic travel.
And in life.
Yeah, right. In general.
What in the world? I always have 2 trips on my docket.
Yeah, me too. Or more.
It's the only way life works in my world.
That's awesome. Yeah, something to look forward to is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning to go back to East Africa in September. So last year I did West Africa, and this year I'm going to go back to East Africa and doing Tanzania, potentially Burundi, but for sure Tanzania. And then
Burundi has some good coffee.
Yes, I'm so excited. I haven't been there. That is one of the East African countries I haven't been to yet. I've done Rwanda, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, around there. So several. Yeah. And Ivory Coast.
How many on the other side then?
Just Ivory Coast. That's the only one I've been to on the west.
Do you ever want to get to South Africa?
I haven't been to South Africa.
Do you ever want to be there?
Yes, I would love to. I'd love to. We always talk about, like I said, we plan a trip.
Yes.
And add on a few days. I think that would be a good add on a few days.
I want to go to South Africa, Cape Town, and Johannesburg, and for absolutely no mission, but then just to eat the food.
Amazing.
And as you said, support the economy.
Yeah, right. That's good.
What I want to do. That's my mission in the world.
I think I should definitely add that. And then in November, I'm scheduled to be in India and the Philippines, which I've never been to either. So that's going to be really fun if that happens.
Don't tell my wife you're going to India.
Oh, I'll just bring her along. She can just come along.
I would rather support the Mexican economy. I'm going to go to Cancun in September and in Puerto Vallarta in October.
Hey, we have been there too. We did our honeymoon and our 10-year anniversary in Cancun. So
where'd you go? Do you remember?
We were on Isla Mujeres for our honeymoon. That's how you say it. I speak French and Swahili, not
That's
Spanish.
Fine.
And then we were in...
they would just say Isle Mujeres.
Isle. Is that really? I thought it was Isla. Isle Mujeres.
Either way.
Okay. And then, for our 10... I don't know. I don't remember where we went.
Were you like on
the resort?
Were you on the Strip? Or were you like...
I'm not really sure.
That's fine. I don't remember places I've been to.
I know, like sort of all run together.
And I can almost guarantee you the name has changed 3 times since you've been there.
That's right. It's not the same. So our friends booked it. We went with them. It was their 10-year anniversary as well. And they booked it. We literally just sent them money, so we didn't even know what we're doing. It was awesome.
That's the best.
Yeah, promoting travel agents here. Like, I just send you my money and you plan it. It was wonderful.
Do that for other people too. I love that.
That's what I need. I'm such a planner that if it's vacation, I need to hand it off to someone so I don't have to plan it.
That's the beautiful thing about all inclusives too. You don't plan anything, and the biggest decision you got to make during the day is it a hammock or is it a lounge chair?
So true. Yep. And we've been on cruises. So I heard your cruise. I think you had another guest. They talked about cruise versus all inclusive.
Yep.
So I would definitely vote all inclusive, I think.
What's on your future list that's just for fun? You got any bucket lists? Man, I need to go there.
I think certainly Europe. My husband's bucket list though has more Asian countries on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's more interested in Japan and those type. He's a techie guy, so that would be right up his alley. So that's on his bucket list. I'm more of Europe. We did London, like 3 days in London. And honestly, it's not my favorite. Like, I would much rather go to Paris and be in France. But part of that is, like I said, my minor, and I speak the language pretty well. So that's fun to be there. But mostly European countries for fun. Although here's the catch. I am like a beach person. So I recharge on the beach. I love hot sun, beach locations. So when we vacation, it tends to be beach. And when we travel internationally, we tend to add in our day of kind of fun.
I've never met anybody that uses that vernacular like I do. When I vacation, I go to the beach, and when I go travel, I don't call Cancun traveling. That's just me getting away.
Just vacation.
Yeah. And you want to travel and see some things. You go and actually sightsee and
my husband
not sleep.
Yes, my husband would love to vacation in Europe or something, but I'm like, is there a beach there that's warm? So if not, I don't want to do that for vacation.
Well, friends, this is Natalie Werking, episode 10.
10.
We're going big time. 10. I don't think my wife might be happy after she listens to this that I don't think I pronounced any words incorrectly on this one, because she says I have to work on that.
Except you said hammock.
Well, that is correct.
Okay. I'm not so sure.
It's not my fault that Google doesn't know how to pronounce a word with an O in it.
A hammock.
It's like Oregon. Like, I don't, like, it doesn't even make sense. Why? It's not my fault they can't pronounce their state.
Well, leave a comment if you say hammock instead of hammock. Can you leave comments on your blog? Is that something
you can leave comments on my Facebook page, on my website, on the YouTube, on everything.
So why don't you vote whether it's hammock or hammock? Because I think I'm nearby. I'm Midwest too, but we say hammock.
Only in northern Wisconsin do you hear the word hammock.
Yeah, well, that's why it's fun to listen to you talk.
It is a word that I've now sussed out into our society, that it is only said very religiously up here. Now, all these new modern young kids that are getting their hammocks online, like my kids do, like he's losing his roots, but we're not bitter towards him. But
also roots. Just saying roots.
Roots, yeah. Roots, creek, route. Yeah. Route?
Roof.
Oh, it's roof.
Roof.
It's all the same. But neither now my wife will not be happy. I'll have to edit this whole part out, but I won't, because it's just good for television.
And also, she might get to come to India. Maybe we could do India together.
That'd be pretty cool. But I need to cue the music soon. And now it's probably already started. My producers are playing music in my ear for me to close this up with Natalie Werking from the heart of America, the town that is modeled after every other town. I mean, every other town models their self off of Newcastle. Most 98% of movies probably have some basis in Newcastle, Indiana. And so, friends, you need to go there, because if you want to find out, from Wisteria Lane to Jurassic Park to Hoosiers, it's all happens in Newcastle, Indiana, and you might just see a redheaded lady walking down the street, and you could say, I know you're a fellow wanderer.
That's right. Come see us.
Thanks, Natalie, for jumping on. God bless you and Jameson and your kids.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me.
Cue music.
Okay.
Hey, good day, fellow wanderers.
Just a second. Sorry, can you wait just a second? Of course she comes in right as we start. Yes. I'm so sorry. I got a note under my door that says, can I have a snack? Okay.
You know that's going to be my opener.
Do not. We can edit that out.
1 second.